Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another channel or another video of this channel. Today is something that I have a little bit more positivity to. By the way, if anybody has been watching the channel, you guys already know who I am. But for those who don't, my name is James, aka the Joke Lion. And today we're going to be talking about into the topic of turning trading cards, something that simple, into profit. And primarily for me, the biggest thing I can say is that I'm more of a gaming trading card person, more than I am a sports person, sports trading cards. Even though sports trading cards can be valuable in a lot of aspects depending on which player it is, I would say that you get more money movement in the fact is of these simple little trading cards. Now, one of the trading cards I got, something like this. I don't know if you guys can see that, but something like these can sell not only for the collectors, but for the ones that use these cards in tournaments. They buy them, they build their decks together and everything. Some of the ones that I want to show you guys today is like different books that I have, thicknesses and stuff of that nature that I have actually. I sell these a lot of times on TCG Player under the name Joke Cards. If you guys are interested, please go over to that website, TCG Player, and go look up the Joke Cards and my inventory. I'd really appreciate it. But I've been doing this for the last 3 years, and I would say I've probably made over maybe about $1,500 to $2,500 in sales, because it is, it's depending on how, and with very little effort, as a matter of fact. I've actually been putting a lot of these different cards, such as these, into mailboxes and sending them out using little simple things. And I'm here to talk to you about, if you think about wanting to start this, it's a little bit simple, little side hustle. The more effort you put into it, the better it's going to be. Because I can tell you right now that with even minimal effort, just put the cards out online, like set it and forget it and wait for the profits to come in. I just did 2 sales just this week, sent them out, and been able to get them out there. One to Arkansas, one to Arizona. I mean, you don't really have to leave home other than go to sell across the country. That's one thing I like about the internet that I've been telling you guys about, is the fact is that you could sell and be profitable on just about anything. And one website I want to tell you about is the tcgplayer.com. You could set up your store real cheap, basically free. Set it up, put it in there, and they have a tier system where it's like, I will actually tell you right now, they put a tier system together, and you can basically, if you're a level 1 seller, you can, it's like 500 cards. You got to get a certain thing. I'm going to give you the exact details. Hold on one second. Yeah, at level 1, you can sell up to 100 total items on your website. And basically, once you get to 100 items, they'll cut you off. They'll say you can't list anymore. And then basically, here's what it says on the website. Okay, a seller's limit for your level 1 account as follows. Up to 100 total items can be available for sales at any time. If you list a quantity of 4 of a single product, then you have used up 4 of your available 100 items that you can list for sale. Up to $1,000 of items can be listed at any one time, with the max price of any one item cannot exceed $500. The maximum daily inventory quantity entry limit is 100 items for level 1 sellers. Requirements to move to level 2: you have to have at least 2 orders that have reached the expected delivery date, and your feedback ratio is 80% or above. So that's what takes a lot of people the longest, is you've got to basically get feedback from people. I still got 100% feedback. As long as you make sure they're in good condition. I always send my cards out with something, with these top loaders. Each card gets a top loader, and these things are not cheap. I just bought a 25 pack for $6 the other day. Usually they go $5 to $6, so you're buying anywhere between 20 to 25 cents a piece on these cards. Once you reach level 2, you can get up to 500 items. You can sell up to $5,000 at any one time, and not exceeding 100 or $1,000. And the max you could do is like 500 items at level 2. Now, to move to level 3, you have to have 11 orders that have reached the expected delivery date, and your feedback has to be an 85%. Now, here's the biggest jump. Level 3, you can list up to 50,000 items on the website. You can put up to $100,000 of items listed at one time, with a max not exceeding over 20,000. There's no maximum daily inventory quantity entry for level 3. But just to move to level 4, you have to have at least 51 orders that have reached the expected delivery date, and feedback ratio is about 90% or above. Finally, if you're in level 4, you can just put everything up there. Unlimited. You don't have to... Basically, this is what you get: unlimited stuff. You get custom shipping options. Easily import and export your pricing data. And import inventory by scanning scanning cards into the UC using the TCG Player app. I have not done the scanning cards to make it easy on me, but I've got to try that feature myself, because I am a level 4 seller. And people will ask me, well, how long did it take you? Even at bare minimum, I would say it took me possibly about a year, maybe, to get to level 4. And it's things that the biggest thing about it is, I got some Pokemon cards here for you guys, is cards like these, little small, the ones that are not as valuable. Every card has a value, so you can actually spend about a penny to, you can sell them for like pennies, you can sell them for like nickels, quarters. I always are selling them by the nickels right now. I have to go through and do a lot of work on them. But I will say this, and just because, and I want to say it's one of those interesting things, because they even know, a lot of people when they're buying trading cards, you can do them at flea markets, you can do them on eBay, you can do them on TCG Player. You can sell these cards at a lot of different places. And the biggest thing about it is, when you sell these cards, there's a lot of people buying even the cheapies, what I call them, the 5 cent, 15 cents. As a matter of fact, I just did a 50 cent order and a 70 cent order. People were buying about 5 cards, 4 cards. It depends on how many cards you send out and how many numbers you send, that I always do it this way. When I sell my cards, if it gets 2 cards or less, I'm usually paying for an envelope. I pay for the top loaders and the sleeves. And I also send out the stamp. Only costs me right now 73 cents. Now, you're probably looking at me and say, well, 50 cents, you're losing money. TCG has it in their system where the buyer has to pay an extra. It's gone up in the last couple of months, but it's now buyers have to pay an extra $1.31 on any sale under like $5 or $10 to help you as the seller be able to cover your shipping expenses. So a lot of the ways they do that is like if you're spending one of the biggest things that I just sold the other day, which I got another order today, it looks like. Somebody just ordered something at 11:12 for $1.15. I'm going to pull this up right here. It's an unexpected, but I'm going to pull this up right here to tell you I've got something going to Heartland, Wisconsin. And some Magic the Gathering cards. Somebody ordered 2 Magic the Gatherings from the Streets of New Capenna set. The 2 Island cards and 1 Mountain card. 2 for 35 cents, the other one for 45 cents. So just to give you a transaction detail, okay, they bought the products for $1.15. They have to spend $1.31 for my shipping costs. So currently it's $2.46. Now, the order is $2.46. Fees, because this is the only time TCG will charge you to do it. Anytime you make a sale, it's going to be 61 cents. So basically they give you 30 cents and then turn around and charge 30 cents plus 3.5%, I think it is, for their fees. So it's 61 cents out of that $2.46. Turns around, it becomes $1.85. So you get the net amount of $1.85. Now, out of that $1.85, since I've got almost all the stuff and everything, it's only going to cost me the probably $1.01. Usually it's 73 cents, but I've already know anything over 3 cards or over, it usually is about $1.01 in shipping stamp fees. So I'm literally only making about 84 cents profit off of that. Now it might not seem much, but I've done over 500 orders. If I'm making 84 cents or more, plus it's not always these little cheap cards. It's sometimes, like just the other day, I sold a Pokemon card for $21. So it's always, if you can find them, if you can find the big ones, it's always scalable. And the way I use these inventory, if you go to TCG, the TCG player, it tells you the market value of every single card that you have. And I will tell you this, it is one of those things that I can look into it and watch the prices fluctuate. Like, I'm going to go over here to my inventory page, and I'm going to look up, let's just say everybody wants to know about a holy grail in the Pokemon card industry is Charizard. I don't have one, but I know a lot of people do. Usually, even in bad condition, people are wanting, just because of the nostalgia of the card, it's about $100. but the price does fluctuate. It's almost like a stock market. It's like you could have an asset, and watch this, they just fly. Let's see. Like this card right here, this Fan Rotom. I'm going to click on it. And go take a look at this product, the Fan Rotom, and see what we got. See where its market has either gone up or down. In the last 3 months, actually, this card has actually gone down. It was up to about 95 cents a card. Now it's down to about 65 cents a card. So, and it's had a few sales. It's, like I said, it's dropped about 33% according to what I'm looking at here. Because TCG players will tell you that, give you a little bit of a listing price. In a 3-month snapshot, it's sold as low as 45 cents. It's sold as high as 94 cents. And there's only been 9 sold. So you could actually get market data and say, okay, how many of these cards are actually being sold? Are they valuable? Current quantity is 291 of those cards are up online. 94 people are selling it, including myself. I've got only one, I believe. And it's one of those things that I will tell you, it's a big, big market. It just for something as small. One thing that I will say that sometimes it's almost like hitting the lottery on a lot of these cards. There's could be millions and millions of dollars, especially if you could get these cards graded. Grading is expensive though, so you really got to know if you want to keep this card as value. If you got a good card with value, it could jump up. I mean, I got one of the cards that I get. It's $20, I think, to PSA to grade a card. And I'm gonna say this: that $20 card is, it has to be a big. So if you're, mind you, if you've got a Pokemon card or a Magic card that is valued at like $100, me personally, I will always recommend that you get that graded, because that $100, especially if it's in really good condition, it's graded, and it will go for $500 to $1,000. It might bring the price up to, on a market, for that much price. You might get your money back and then some for grading it. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I got to tell you something on the grading systems. If you're doing sports cards or gaming cards, not every single card comes out of the box in near mint condition. There's a lot of things, especially when you get them graded, like we were just talking about. It all depends on if it was cut perfectly, and that one you can't control. If it was cut perfectly, if it's got a little bit of some wear and tear on it, like basically if you see like there's a print line down the, if they see a print line down the middle, that's basically what these inspectors are looking for. And that's why you'll say, hey, this just came straight out of the pack. It's a PSA 10. No, it's not. It can be a PSA 9, maybe a PSA 8, depending on if it was a bad cut. But you know what? That's one thing about the packs, that you could get packs of cards for $5 to $6. You're not guaranteed to win, but when you do, it's like, it makes the whole, you've already made that money. You can flip them and then go back and get some more product. Now, a lot of people like to buy packs. You can not only have to sell singles, but you can sell packs. You can sell boxes. You could turn it into a massive, massive operation if you get the right. And you know what? There is some suppliers out there. If you take a look on the internet, try to find some suppliers that might be able to have a discounts I know I got one here in Reno that I haven't used, but I know there was one in that specializes in helping businesses. So if you guys got anything and you guys have a collection, I'd like to know about it. Thank you very much for watching this channel. I really appreciate it. And until next time, ladies and gentlemen, I will say this. Keep hunting, keep flipping these cards. If you've got them, I would recommend trying to get into a little side hustle, because no matter what you're doing, every little bit helps. It cuts down the inflation. I know we're all going through it right now. Money coming into your pocket, even if it's just $1 or $2, that cuts down on a lot of the taxes and stuff that we're already having to pay on top of prices going up. So basically, the more money you got coming in, the more money that you're going to end up, the less money you're going to have to spend on other things. So I will talk to you all later. Joe Lyon out.